Welcome to Rewired and Desired, where intimacy, mindset, and disability intersect. Today, we are going to be speaking about going on a date, how to get ready for your date.
Hmm.
My name is Nicole, and I am your co-host, along with Trina Ricketts, your other co-host, the intimate ostomate. So, yeah, getting ready for a date. So, I'm thinking, what do you want to wear? How do you want to look? How do you want to present yourself? What was kind of your idea behind this
I was thinking,
topic
like, what do you
today?
do to make sure that your bag isn't farting the whole time or blowing up with air? And what you can wear to make it look less noticeable or to minimize sounds
Mm-hmm.
and ways to basically just feel more confident when you out on a when you're
Yeah.
getting ready for an intimate date.
And it doesn't have to be intimate right away, but
Doesn't. It shouldn't.
and it definitely should not be. And one of the things I kind of wanted to focus on, because I think a lot of people think you have to have money to really look your best, but I feel like I've biohacked the
Awesome.
the system, right? Because like you don't have to have a lot of money to really like get yourself ready, right? Because we do want to look our best and feel our best, but there's ways to without having to go spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars, I think, to like look your best. So I kind of wanted to get into that too. So,
For sure.
hmm
All right. So, how about I'll start with what I do when I'm gonna have a date, and especially if I know that I might get intimate, and how I prevent, issues with the bag and that kind of stuff. And then Nicole, maybe you could talk about like getting
hmm
ready for the date and what you suggest for the
Okay,
biohacking, how to look good.
sounds good.
And then we can talk about being on the date. We could talk about like actually do you like the weird situations, like if you have to talk about your ostomy or tell
hmm
someone that you have one, or if you don't even like maybe they already know but you're going to get intimate and you might want to say
hmm
something about the ostomy depending on the situation.
For
Sound
sure.
good?
Sounds perfect.
Okay, so when I know I'm going to go out dancing or on a date or anything where I don't want output for like a few hours, several hours,
hmm
this is what I specifically do. Now, everybody's body is different, so you'd have to like experiment with what works for you, but
hmm
this is what I do. So, a couple hours before I go out, I have my first meal. So, I fast up until a short time before I go out because I don't want to be having action going on in the bag while I'm out.
Yes.
Now, before I actually started doing what I'm going to tell you, I used to go to the bathroom about 4 hours after I ate. I actually timed it. And I know
hmm
probably a lot of you have timed it too. So, what works for me to make me go like 8 hours or even more sometimes is I take two Imodiums. That's the loperamide, depending on what country you're in. It's a brand name Imodium here in Canada.
Okay.
And I take two of those, and then I take a little bit of Metamucil, which is psyllium husk. So about a teaspoon of psyllium husk in about an ounce or 2 ounces of water. Cut like so, a small amount of water. I pour it in, I mix it,
hmm
and then I drink it down before it gets too congealed. And what
Okay.
it does is it gets very congealed in your system and it just slows everything down. Now,
hmm
that's for an ileostomy. Obviously, people who have a colostomy or
hmm
urostomy obviously isn't going to make any difference. Then you're going to be wanting to watch how much fluid intake you have.
hmm
But I'm not really sure with the colostomy, so I'll hand it over to you in a sec and you can give me your
Okay.
perspective, Nicole.
hmm
But that, and then I actually have my meal right after that. So I take
Okay.
the two loperamide, the psyllium husk, and a little bit of water, and then I have my first meal. And then I go like 8 hours or more without going to
Mm.
the bathroom. So that's how I prevent a lot of stuff. Now, if I do feel like I'm a little gassy that day or that night, usually I'm not because I've just
Yeah.
had my first meal, so I don't have any gas. But
Yeah.
if I do, then I do take a gas X.
Okay.
But that's so rare. I hardly ever take them.
Mm.
And then I wear underwear that's kind of compressing
Sure.
against it. So now it's that bag is empty, and
Yeah.
most nights I don't even have to empty it at
Yeah.
all, not even once.
Yeah.
So
That's nice.
that's a great way to like just have a whole night of wonderful fun without an intimacy or not. So
Yeah.
how about you, Nicole?
Yeah, so I haven't dated a lot, obviously, since I've had my ostomy. However, I had the recent experience where I started dating someone, and for me, on a typical, like my ostomy isn't very active at all, typically at all. Like I always kind of know when I'm going to be the most active,
Hmm.
which is soon after I eat. So what I did was because my ostomy was, I was going through a lot of nerves leading up to that date. So if you are somebody that even has a colostomy or a shorter out, like not as output and not as much output, like going forward, like you have a small amount of output, and you are somebody who gets nervous, like I do, where my gut starts to really react, I will have a lot of output where I'm nervous as all hell, right? And so
Okay, good to
I
know.
took
Good to know. I like hearing this. Go on.
yeah, so usually I'd be fine. I wouldn't need anything. In fact, the I would do like you do. I wouldn't eat at all though. Like
Okay.
no food because like the transit time is really slowed down. So it could be 2, 4, 6, 8. Shoot, I could wait go days sometimes without having output. So
Wow.
yeah, yeah, but I think I have something else going on.
Little fly. Yeah.
But because I was so nervous, my output was like you. So for me, all
Mm.
I needed was a half of Imodium,
Okay.
which I know people get kind of mad when they hear that. They're like, just a half an Imodium? Because I put this on the Facebook. I put this on Ostomy Body Positive when I was going through all the dating and stuff that
Yeah.
first few weeks. So I took a half an Imodium and I was fine for,
Wow.
yeah, because
Do you find you have to take it like at a certain time in advance of your date or?
well, I only had to do it twice, and that was the only times I've ever even taken Imodium in my life. And I took just a half of one, and I did it like about an hour before, just because I
Okay.
didn't know what to expect.
No doubt. That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
That is so
And
cool.
then I was good. Yep, I was good throughout the date. And then by the time I did eat, like with him, by then I was already home and done with my date. And if I knew I was gonna have output, I would have been fine at home. So
Hmm.
that's how I
But
did
it
it.
really goes to show how important it is that we kind of calculate the time it takes
Prepare. Yeah,
for transit and what to expect. Like when are our most high output times, and
yeah,
how can we use that knowledge so that we can manipulate it, that it's not that much action going on
yeah,
when we want to engage in intimacy. And I know there's a lot of people who have like high output stomas,
yeah.
and I feel like that's like to do with the Crohn's or the colitis or
Hmm.
whatever it is
Hmm.
that's causing disease in the digestive system, because you know, when you have diarrhea, basically that's what it is. When you have
Yeah,
diarrhea, you have way more output,
yeah,
and it's caused usually by something that's
yeah.
making your transit too fast and making you get dehydrated and all
Hmm.
of that.
Hmm.
It's like a reaction inside the intestine, right? So,
Yeah.
and I know people have tried everything. I still urge people to try like activated charcoal if they can, taking it with food.
Hmm.
It can thicken up the stool and also carry out some of the pathogens in the intestine that might
Mm.
be like people, it's
Hmm.
considered the travel medication for people
Is
who,
it?
yeah, like people who go to different, like every time my mom goes to Mexico, she gets some charcoal to take with her. That way, if she gets any stomach issues there, she just pops some charcoal, she
Okay.
feels better. And it really helps. So that's
Nice.
something I would recommend. That's something I do when I have that issue going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
But you do have to be careful because of electrolytes. So yeah.
Right.
I
Yes.
mean,
It's
with
so
our
sad.
condition, it's a balancing act.
It's
It's
such
such
a balance. It's so sad. Like as you were talking, I was like, oh my gosh. Like I'm thinking this is like a whole thing, right? We have to, and I think that's why it's important to like for somebody who is single and wants to start dating, but they've only just recently got an ostomy, is like, give it some time. Like,
hmm
number one, get to feeling better and getting healthy and understanding your ostomy, but then understanding how your body works in social settings,
hmm
before you really, really dive into, because it could lead to you being, embarrassed. Effort, it
Mhm.
could lead to you not wanting to go back out and date. Just
Mhm.
take your time.
Take
Take
your
as
time.
much
Yeah,
time as you need.
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And
Hmm.
if you need support, get coaching. Get some
Yeah.
coaching. That's my specialty is helping people with their body confidence, especially with dating and intimacy.
Hmm.
Nicole specializes in like helping the whole transition of ostomyhood,
The
like
mindset.
really all the details.
Yeah. The mindset shifts that will
Hmm.
get you to feeling like, you're ready to move on and grab life and take off and live in a
Yeah.
van if you want. I mean,
Yeah,
what?
and the bag is just a bag. It has nothing to do with everything else in your life, you know? And
Exactly.
it takes there, unfortunately, we can't just change our mind and just say, you know what? From now on, I'm going to believe the bag is nothing. You
Yeah,
know, it never works that way. It takes a little bit of work, unfortunately.
it does. It does. Yeah,
So,
it does.
what's your hack? I'm so excited to find out. What's your
Well, they're just
biohacking habit?
hacks. Yeah, so they're just really just like, okay, they're just like ways to get around things like more inexpensively, right? So
Okay.
while we want to be dressed, like find your inspiration outfit. Like that's what I'd
Mhm.
say. Like, what are you going to do on this date?
Yes.
Find your inspiration outfit.
Like
So
in a magazine or online or something?
Pinterest or on
Okay.
Pinterest. Look on
Pinterest?
Pinterest.
Okay.
They go on there and like, because if it's like a boho kind of theme, like you might want to vibe, you're thinking, or like a motor. My first date was going to be a motorcycle ride. So I found like that inspiration on there, right? Yeah, like,
That is the coolest. I love that you do that. I've never done
yeah,
this before. I'm going to do this
really?
for my date today. I have a
Yeah,
date later today. I'm going to do this.
yes, yes. So just go
I'm going on a
online.
motorcycle date, so I'll have to look for something
Yes, and
motorcycle
tell
related.
us about it next after this video goes live. We want to hear in the comments about your date. If you can, I don't think you can upload a picture, unfortunately, but yeah, so find your inspo, whatever your date's
Mhm.
going to be, because, some people's dates are concerts for the first time or, just going to a park, but like find that out, like, and then go through your closet first.
Mhm.
Like, what piece do I have that matches that vibe? 'Cause obviously, it's not going to be identical, but
Mhm.
then from there, go to a thrift store.
Yes,
So
I love
go to a thrift store and find something, what other piece you need to match that. And I guarantee you will have what you need on a very small budget for that part of it, right?
it. Mhm.
And if you are someone who wants to get your nails done, but you can't afford it, press-ons, ladies. Like
Yes.
we used to joke and laugh about, is that your Lee press-on nail? Like da 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 da.
I remember that.
That's okay
Mhm.
because they look good and you would never know.
There's a whole industry now of like really high-end press-on nails. And I actually, my son's ex-girlfriend even designs her own, and they are
Oh,
just
yes.
stunning, like, and sells them. Like it's a pretty
I've actually
interesting
seen
and cool
somebody's,
industry.
yeah, yeah. And if you can't afford that, then just go to your local drugstore and pick up an $8 pair.
Hmm.
Like it will add so much to you. And if you're someone who wants to wear your nails, right?
Hmm.
And then from there, we talk about like tanning. So I know you like to get spray tans, Trina, right? Or go in the
Nope,
tanning bed. You go in the
I like
tanning
the
bed.
tanning bed.
You like the tanning bed. Okay. So I used to tan a lot when I was younger, and I'm surprised that my skin is actually as good as it was because I used to overly, like, not overly do it. I just did it for extended years. And I just
Like
found that,
induced?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
that like
I've
tanning
always
boots.
done like I've always just tried to keep like a light tan.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
I never
and mine
wanted to
was,
get too dark, but there were
yeah.
times when I would have pictures taken of me and I'd be like, whoa, I need to slow down.
Yeah, yeah. Well, for me, it was like it's just that I went over years period of always doing it, and I just
Hmm. Me
feel like
too.
I shouldn't have, right? It's too much. And so now I find that I like to just do a spray tan, but that's expensive. So
Hmm.
I found that it's called like B tan. I think it's B, just the letter B
Oh, okay.
tan. Um, that stuff works really good at,
Awesome.
yeah, that it works really good. And
And you put that all over your body?
I do. Yep. And I do it like what I'll do is it comes with like a mitt and then you just put
Mm.
it on after you get out of the shower. Make sure you exfoliate first. You
Hmm.
put it on and then let it dry nice. And then I do it like the day before and then I kind of do a little bit the morning like the morning
Mm.
of. because it does sometimes it leaves a little bit of a smell.
Hmm.
So I have like my favorite scented perfume, which I usually don't wear a lot of perfume, but I have
Yeah.
only one that I actually love. And it is expensive, but I didn't say I'm getting this because I'm buying myself this.
It was a
But
gift to you.
a gift to me. So like those three things, like, you know, of course you if you're someone who gets your hair done, you probably want to, but there's ways around that too. Maybe for me it's different. I have long, thick hair. It's different.
Wow,
But for
it's so long.
it is very long. But for some people, if you have shorter hair and you're able to box dye your hair, there's ways around that too. Get your girlfriend to help
Hmm.
you,
That's what
your
I do.
mom, your
I
sister.
box dye
See?
my hair.
Yeah, my sister does too. And so it's
Hmm.
like, and she could afford to go, but that's what she does. And it works for
Hmm.
her. For me, it doesn't work for me, but for most people, they can.
Yeah.
So, so there are these little hacks that you really can use to feel just a little bit better, right? Just a little bit better. And then when you're doing, eyelashes. So I get my eyelashes done. Again, it's
Mhm.
because I have my daughter does it. I get I get a
Nice.
discount on that. So it wouldn't be something I would normally do if I didn't. But
Mhm.
there are eyelash you can if you're good at it. I'm not good at it, but putting the
Mhm.
eyelashes on, just those little bits of things really can boost your confidence and make you
Mhm.
feel a little more like almost higher end than what you were feeling like maybe before. So
Yeah.
just I think for $50 really you could be really ready for a date and I don't even think it would cost that. So yeah, those are my little hacks and those
Mhm.
I found really work for me. So, and if it is choosing one thing that you do for yourself, like one more expensive thing, maybe it is getting your nails done or maybe it
Mhm.
is getting your hair done and then, being able to set off the price by doing these other things. I mean, I'm on a budget. Okay, I don't
Yeah.
know about y'all, but I'm on a budget.
So I feel like most of these were advice was for women because we are women, but
Oh,
like for
sorry.
men, no, don't be sorry. I've loved it. I loved all the
Yeah.
advice. I was just thinking, what should we tell men? But I think one thing I would love to tell men as a woman who is single and dating is like if you're gonna go out on a date with me, wear a button-up shirt.
Okay.
I just
Why?
think like make an effort, like make yourself.
Make an effort.
I
Okay.
try to look presentable and like I don't wear sweatpants to a date or something.
Good
So to
point.
me, a t-shirt is like me wearing sweatpants. And I honestly all I wear is
Mhm.
sweatpants, so I really want to wear them on the date, but
Yeah.
I don't because I
Yeah.
want to have the respect of dressing, more appropriately for a date.
Yeah.
And so I think that gentlemen should do the same thing. They should make an effort. And for a man, that usually means like a button-up shirt.
That's a
You
good
know?
point because like okay, I know as a woman I am being meticulous about every detail like at that
Hmm.
point because and not really because of self-consciousness but just because I want to look my best, like I
Yeah.
want to look my best. So you're right, they should match that at some level, right? It doesn't have to be extraordinary, but they
Hmm.
should match that at some level. I think for the most important thing for a man would be the hygiene stuff, right? I know you
Hmm.
talked about like men's ears before.
Yeah, I know. Because like especially as the men get older, no offense, guys, but they'll sometimes they'll forget to wash their ears and like you
Okay.
can smell their earwax, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Or they
Yeah.
don't like trim their eyebrow hair or their
Okay.
nose hair or their ear hair and it's sticking out. It's kind of
Yeah. Yeah.
scraggly, you know?
Yeah.
I think like hygiene, obviously, like wash all the parts, like the
Right.
armpits, and
Right.
especially if it's going to be an intimate date, you want to be really meticulously clean. And I've heard women say that like the men that they've dated or the men that they've married, they have to tell them to clean their buttholes. I'm sorry to bring that up.
Oh,
I am sorry to bring that up, but I want all men,
all people.
all people to clean your butthole. It doesn't make you gay or whatever or
Just
kinky.
clean it. Just
And
clean it.
yeah, maybe it feels good. Enjoy it, but just get it clean.
Okay, so seeing we're on this subject, this is going to be a little TMI, but to shave or not shave is the question. And I'm
Oh.
talking about
Hmm.
down there.
I
What
mean,
what what is your perspective on male and female, like separately?
so female, me personally, I just have shaved for years. I used to be a
Yeah.
flipper. It's weird for me to not shave. I always kept
Yeah.
like a little what's it called? The
The
little
racetrack or airplane track
like
or
airstrip
air
or whatever.
runway. Yeah. Yeah, something.
Something like that. Um, I used to
Cardboard.
always have that, but now with the bag, trying to keep it, it was like crooked, and then it was like, zigzag,
Yeah, yeah,
and so I
yeah.
just stopped altogether. I just take it
Okay.
all off. Just for
Okay.
me, that's what I like.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's really up to the person's personal preference.
Sure.
And just remember that the more hair you have down there, the more hair hangs on to scent. So
Yeah.
if
Yeah,
you have a
yeah.
musky scent in that area, your hair is going to have a musky scent.
Sure.
If you go to the bathroom and you go
Right.
pee and you get some urine on your hair is going to smell like urine. So,
Okay. Right.
obviously, when you're coming up to the actual intimacy, if you're going to have some intimacy, it's nice to have a chance to freshen up a little bit,
Yeah.
with a cloth or like just with your hand and some water or whatever.
Sure.
Uh,
Sure.
but hair will carry a scent more.
So what do you
Um,
think about men and hair? Like what
I
in
mean, I
what and what do most men do is what I'd like to know.
I mean, these days, I'm not an expert. I haven't seen every
Well,
man.
you coach men too, so I don't know. Maybe
I
they
know, but
talk
they don't
about
all
this.
tell
I'm
me
not
about
sure.
their grooming, their grooming. But just in my experience, like dating and being married, and being with different men over my lifetime, I've noticed a trend towards more men are like shaving it all.
Okay. Okay.
And me personally, I like it either shaved or trimmed, honestly.
Okay. Okay.
But if it's like I think almost trimming is almost better because sometimes if the hair is really coarse and it's shaved or it's just slightly grown out, it can be like almost painful
Painful.
against that area of the woman
Got it. That
during
makes sense.
penetrative intimacy.
Yes.
So, I mean, but like really just do what you feel is right for you. And then when you're with a partner, if you think like, does this ever hurt you? You could ask. And if it doesn't, then don't worry about it.
Okay. Yeah.
It's also sometimes stubble feels good on a woman in that area. So like it really depends on the person, I
The
think.
person.
But it
Got
is kind of nice, I think, like if it's really bushy to trim it down,
it. Yeah.
just to
You don't want a jungle down there.
well, like what if she wants to give you a little bit of oral pleasure?
Okay. Yeah.
Less bushiness is nice
That's
for a
probably better.
woman,
Yeah. Yeah.
not getting the hairs in the face and
Well,
the eyes and the mouth.
so me and my daughter were actually talking about this today about arm hair on men and like maybe we're getting off subject, sorry, but
No, that's
maybe not. I don't know. It's dating, right?
yeah.
So I've noticed a lot more men are shaving their arms, and I guess a lot of men are shaving their legs, and I just found out today why.
And their
And
chests too.
yep, well then the chest probably has to do the same reason that they're shaving their legs, and I guess it's in the workout era now. They're
Mm-hmm.
finding that it defines their muscle definition. It brings out the muscle definition, basically.
Okay, I was wondering about that.
So maybe that's why they're shaving their chests too.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
could be.
yeah.
It could be like I was in a relationship with someone who before he met me, he shaved his back, his chest, his legs,
Oh,
not his arms or his armpits, but his legs, his chest, his stomach, like everything, and then
yeah.
yeah, and
Okay,
then it's
okay.
but
Oh,
but then when he met me, I was like, why do you like I don't care if you have hair on your body. So over time he kind of wasn't as like rigid
yeah.
about being shaved all the time, but yeah, he shaved everything. And it just he just preferred it, I thought.
Okay, so do you have arm hair as a woman?
Yeah, I do.
Okay,
And
me
I think
too.
he thought women didn't like hair or something. That's what he thought. But I
Mm,
guess some women don't. But I mean, to me, men have hair. Not all men, right? Like I think
yeah.
Asian men and a lot of First Nations men are kind of hairless. They don't grow
Yeah.
as much
Yeah.
hair.
Yep.
But I grew up, around lots of hairy men.
Yeah.
To me, men have hair on their body. It doesn't
Yeah.
bother me either
Yeah.
way.
To me, it seems pretty normal and natural, I guess. I don't
Hmm.
know. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I sometimes I get self-conscious about my arm hair. It's very
Mhm.
light colored. Can't even really see it unless you turn the arm. Like
Yeah.
and you like, oh, there is hair. But I don't want to shave my arms. I feel like it would grow
No.
back darker and I
I
don't
mean,
want.
we're already shaving our legs and our armpits. How much more do we have to shave? And our
Yeah. Yeah.
coochies?
That's right. So funny. My son, my 19-year-old, he's gay, right? And he was gonna go on a bike ride and with his shirt off. And he's like, you know what, Mom? I think I'm going to put my shirt on in protest for women who can't go shirtless too, you know? It was just so cute because the way he said it was like, because we do,
Aw.
like forget that there's like, is it normal to have this or that or like to be
Hmm.
shirtless and like women and men and like the differences and it's like, yeah, some of these things like while it's very obvious that some of these feminine ways of doing things and the masculine ways of doing things can really be interchanged.
Hmm.
And I think we're starting to see that more, which is good, you know. I even think some
Do you shave your whole legs or just the bottom?
I just shave the so mostly from the knee down.
Yeah, me too.
But
I
I
don't
don't
even
think
shave
I
my
grow
knee.
no, I don't think I even grow hair
Like,
above my knee
yeah,
anymore.
really? I do. I definitely have hair on my thighs, but it's just thin and fine, and I just don't
Yeah.
shave it. I don't worry
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Because when I was a kid, I was walking through the mall. So this is the 80s. And there was this poster store and a huge poster of Christy Brinkley. And she's all wet. She's just come out of the ocean and she's got her hair in the braids. And
I remember that
she's
photo.
all wet. And when you get up close, you can see that the water is glistening on the hair on her upper thighs.
Okay.
And I just was like, oh, I guess we don't have to shave up
Yeah.
on the upper
There you
thigh. So I
go.
never
Yeah,
did.
we take it from a supermodel, right?
Take it from Christy Brinkley.
Right? Isn't it so funny that like I remember Cindy Crawford was my like, oh, I was just like, ah. But isn't it funny that those models were like it now we have so many influencers and
Yeah,
Instagram and like just so many now that we
yeah.
don't it's not
Like
limited.
you can say a name and I don't know who they are now.
Yeah,
But back
exactly.
then, everybody knew who
Everybody
Christy
knew.
Brinkley was,
Yeah.
or
Cindy Crawford.
Cindy
Yeah.
Crawford. Yeah,
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So
so funny. So yeah, I don't, my kids, because I have two daughters, they were like, well, do I have to shave my whole leg? Like, well, I
aw.
don't, you
No,
know.
do what you. This is a good conversation because I think this even helps me just
Well,
heal
and a
those
lot of
little
women aren't
versions.
shaving their armpits anymore. That's another trend.
Yeah, I can't do that.
I can't either, but I ha respect for
Yeah, no
people,
respect. Yeah, I have
you
a good
know.
friend who doesn't either. Which that's fine. I think it's a lot of times it's for spiritual reasons too.
Mm.
So people, the thought that you have like more hair or especially like longer hair in on men too, is thought to like be a spiritual connection because
Mhm.
it's like the antennas going out to the ethers kind of sense, but you know,
And I think it's a lot of like kind of genders are becoming more kind of blurred now, where
androgynous kind of.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
becoming more common for women to like be like, you know what, I'm not really feminine and I'm not really masculine, so I'm
Yeah.
just going to choose what I want to do. And I don't feel like shaving my
Yeah.
armpits every
Yeah.
day, you know?
Good for them. Good for them. I know I have to, but it's just like going shirtless, like my son said.
Mhm.
Thank you in protest of women, but like I'm gonna wear my shirt anyways,
Yeah,
even
exactly.
if it
Well,
was
it's legal for
acceptable.
women to go topless in BC.
Oh, it is?
It is because a woman in Maple Ridge used to ride her bike type topless all the time,
Nice.
and she got arrested or fined, I don't know, a number of times, and she challenged it and
Hmm.
on the basis that if men can go topless, then women should be allowed to go topless.
True. True.
And now, but no one does.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was in Texas when we were younger, well, when I was younger, when my kids were younger. We were with my ex's family, and we went to a outdoor pool. And the one of the daughters, well, the nieces, was is bigger, and she wanted to wear a t-shirt over her swimsuit in the water. Well, they tried telling her she had to take her t-shirt off, and she couldn't bring the t-shirt in there and
Okay.
there was other men in there with t-shirts on. I was like, oh no. Oh yeah. I was like, we were in Texas in like the early 2000s, like,
Wow. So
you
you
know.
fought for her and did
Oh
you
yeah, I did. She got to keep her t-shirt on. Heck yeah, she did.
yeah.
No,
What the
no,
hell is wrong with people? That just
no,
bugs
no,
me.
no, dude,
All right,
not
well, back to
happening.
dating.
Yeah, back to dating. Let's get back to dating.
So, what have we done so far? We've planned our bag activity. We've gotten ready for the date. We've showered. Oh, one other thing about men I wanted to recommend is not too much cologne.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because I feel like a lot, and women too, but
Well,
especially men.
I was gonna say women too because like for me, scent is like hard, and if it's too much, it can give me a headache. So if it
Me
can give
too.
me a headache, it's got to be able to give other people headaches too. So yeah,
Hmm.
watch what you're spraying,
I don't
and
want
you're
to like
mixing too
give
much.
someone a hug, and then when I come apart, all I smell is them for the rest of
Yeah,
the day
Yeah.
until I throw my
Yeah.
clothes in the laundry and have a
Yeah.
shower. You know what I mean?
No,
Don't
no.
douse yourself.
Yeah, because scents are hard. That's a
Yeah.
hard one
And
right
they're
there.
toxic. They're really toxic. So it's
Yeah,
not good for you to like douse yourself. Like to me, if
exactly.
you're going to use a perfume, like your favorite perfume or something, and I usually do, I spray like one, maybe two spritz on my clothes.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. Not on
Yeah.
my skin.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good idea. Yeah.
Or
Yes.
some
Scent
people
is
will like
amazing.
spray it in the air and just walk through the cloud.
Yeah. I do that sometimes too. I like
Hmm.
doing that. Yeah. I usually, like I said, I don't even usually use scent, but I have a favorite scent. And when I was in Newport Beach, they had an actual brick and mortar store there, and I certainly did go pick that up because I'm telling you, I need to be like
What
a
is it so that your
spokesperson for
fans
it.
can buy it for
Yeah,
you?
it's called yeah, right. It's called Le Labo, L-E Labo, Labo. So they have a store, like you can look them up online. And it's Nor number 5 or something like that.
Nice.
Nor. Yeah, I have to look at the bottle. But oh my gosh. I just want everyone to smell it because it smells so
Mhm.
good. Like it's so good. Yeah,
Can't wait to meet you in person, then I'll
I
sniff you.
know. UOAA conference
Yay!
2028 or 2027, I mean. Forget what year.
2027. We're
2027,
gonna
Las
be there.
Vegas, Nevada. You better be there because we're gonna be there.
Yes, we are. We're gonna be the party animals of the entire thing.
Yeah, we are. Wait till that last night when there's the dances going on and
Oh yeah. I won't be getting off the dance floor at all.
I,
So
well,
just
I'm
come to dance,
hopefully
come to me.
if as long as my leg's healed by then, I will be out there too. I may have to like sit down occasionally, but yeah, I'll be there. I'll make it somehow. I'll be wearing sneakers if I have to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll get you a wheelchair. You can just wheel around to the music.
exactly. Heck yeah. All right, next thing on the dating list. What else?
So you're out on the date, you're out for
Mhm.
dinner,
Yeah.
and what's the worst thing that could happen?
You could spill on yourself or have a leak.
Yeah. I mean, you could spill on yourself. That would suck.
Yeah.
But I think the leak, okay, so maybe it farts really loudly, so we can prevent that with like compression underwear,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that so that it doesn't have any loud farts. Because
Yeah.
sometimes when you start eating a dinner, gets the
Yeah.
intestines moving,
Yeah.
and
Happens to me all the time.
yeah, might have a fart
Mm-hmm. And then
and a leak. What do you
a
say if
leak.
you leak? Has that happened to you on a date?
No, no. And I've only had and I just remembered about a second leak that I actually had. I only remember the first one. I think the second one was so traumatic
You blocked it out.
that I blocked it out. Now I can't even remember it again. But it wasn't on a date, thank God, because like I said, I barely dated. But I will say we talk about carrying extra clothing, carrying
Mhm,
extra supplies. It is very important. And I know we want to carry sometimes these little cute purses and
mhm,
but that's not realistic for someone like you or I, right?
mhm,
Like we
mhm,
have to think about that when you think about planning your outfit is making sure you have what you need. It's really easy to forget and to become complacent and to think we know our bodies well enough.
mhm,
And while we do, you just never know. Like for me, my nerves could flare up and that might be it. And I could be experiencing a leak. For other people, that's just their normal is that they have high output or liquid
mhm,
stool like yourself with an ileostomy. So I think it is that careful planning. It's
mhm,
like sure planning to get ready for the date and planning what you're gonna wear, how you're gonna look, and all the things in the bag, but also planning ahead. Like I need to have
planning
these
for a
extras
leak
on
just in
me.
case. Yeah,
Plan for it just in case.
it
Yeah.
happened to me.
Did it
Yes.
on the date?
So first of all,
I think I remember you telling me something
yeah,
about this.
first of all, what I shouldn't have done, which was a big mistake, is that morning I tried a new thing, like when I changed my bag. I tried something new I'd never used before.
Mm-hmm.
And so because that's the most likely time I'll have a leak, is if I try something new.
They knew.
So I was at the restaurant and we had already finished eating, thankfully. And we were just sitting there, kind of like sipping on our drinks and talking. And I could feel that feeling.
The warmth.
It's like a weird kind of feeling when it's coming, like when you're having like some action down there, but it's not
Mm-hmm.
going into the bag, it's going
Mm-hmm.
under the flange, under
Okay.
the
Yeah.
barrier or whatever.
Yes.
And I could feel it felt weird, and I'm not used to it because I haven't had a lot of leaks, but I was like, this is weird. What if it's a leak? So I said to my date, who knew I had an ostomy, thankfully, and I said, I need to go to the bathroom quickly. I think I might have a leak. And so I went to the bathroom and I looked, and it was leaking underneath, but it hadn't gotten to the edge yet.
Yeah.
So it
My
hadn't
God.
started to come out into my clothes. It was just
Hmm.
under but it was obviously going to come off like any minute, you know?
Yeah.
And I just went back to the table, and I was only about 5 minutes away from home. And I
Thank
said, can you
God.
please drive me home? I need to change my bag.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so he drove me home, and I invited him to just like sit down, and I knew him for a long time, so it wasn't
Oh,
weird to
okay.
have him
And he
out.
knew
And
about the ostomy.
yeah. And my daughters were there, and he ended up sitting in the living room talking to my daughter and her boyfriend while I went and had a shower and changed my bag. And because I hadn't actually gotten any in my clothes or anything, I just put the same clothes back on. And then I said, "Okay, I'm ready." And he was like, "Oh, you want to go back out?" I was like, "Yep."
I
And we went back out and
love
had a
that.
great time. But I was lucky because it wasn't a full-on leak. It didn't like come into my clothes or anything.
Mm,
But like
hmm.
the whole drive, I've got my hand trying to hold down that side, like, and like keeping my clothes over me and hoping it's not gonna like smell. And oh my God.
Well, and I think too, if you're meticulous like me with my outfit, like I plan this outfit, I know this is what I want to wear. It's not a bad idea that whatever you're going to be changing into is somewhat like what you want to be wearing because had you have had to
Mhm.
change, maybe you would have been okay with it, but maybe you're on a date and the extra pair of pants you brought with you or the
Or
like
stretchy pants.
yeah, it doesn't match whatsoever. And you're like miserable because you're like, this doesn't even look good and I don't feel like I'm good for the occasion. So it seems small, but it actually could be big because those are the little things that might make you not want to go back out and date again.
Hmm.
Right? It's like
It
if
is.
this is what I'm going to deal with, and then, that's where I would sometimes, I mean, that's not where I'd go anymore, but in the past, I know that's where I would have went. Like,
Hmm.
this isn't even like this sucks. Like
Yeah.
I look terrible and now
Yeah,
I'm
like
not even
in your
wearing what I
head,
want.
not
In my
being
head.
able to enjoy yourself anymore, not
Yes.
being able to, all you're thinking about is your patterned stretchy pants
Yes. Yes. And
or
how I don't
whatever.
match and
Yeah.
how he might be embarrassed because I'm look at what I'm wearing. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
You've caused
Yeah.
this big drama on your date
Mhm.
or whatever
So
it
yeah,
is you're thinking.
it could just go from there, right? And
Yeah.
so but those are the realities and it kind of it is one of those things that like as someone with an ostomy it's not as simple, right? Because like it is not as simple. And while we don't want that to deter you, we just want you to be prepared
Hmm.
and ready to pivot and make changes if you have to. And so I think that's one thing we didn't cover yet is like do we when we've talked about this before, but I think it's important if this is the first time anyone's listening to this or this found their algorithm about dating with an ostomy, it's do you tell them and when do you tell them?
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
I think that's an important. So what do you
Okay.
do, Trina?
Okay, sure. Okay, so I actually did a whole podcast episode about this. I think there's four possibilities of when you can tell someone. You
Okay.
could tell them like immediately when you meet them, or like say you're in a dating app and you tell them in the dating app, or you put it in your profile.
Sure. Oh,
That's like your first option is just to get it out
ooh,
right out in
yeah.
front. You
Weed them
you
out.
haven't even
Weed them
been on
out.
a date, you don't even know the person, but you tell them right away or have it in your profile. That's the first option. The next option is you're out on the date, and you feel like on the first date, I'm going to tell them everything. So you just like spill it. You tell them you have an ostomy, you maybe you even tell them your whole health story because you want to explain like this is what happened to me, like I want you to know like this is my reality, you know?
Yeah.
Um, and so you could tell them then. Third option is to tell them like only if you're gonna get, if you think there's a chance you're gonna have intimacy.
Sure. Sure.
Because you're like, you want to make sure that they aren't surprised.
Yeah. For sure. For sure. For sure. For sure. For sure.
But not necessarily for sure. Not necessarily
Oh,
for sure. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. And then the fourth one is, in my opinion, the best one, and that's once you know that you and the other person are both attracted to each other, there's a spark, there's a connection. You actually think like, I'm really down with this
Yeah.
person. I really like them. I think they really like me. Maybe they've actually told you they really like you. And that's when I think
Hmm.
that you should tell them.
Okay. Okay.
Because then you like first of all, like why tell them right away if you're not
Hmm.
going to keep dating them, or
Hmm.
if you meet them and you're like, I don't know what I don't really like this person,
Yeah.
why go through all of that
Yep.
confession about your ostomy, telling them something personal about yourself that they don't
Yep.
need to know, because they're
Yep.
not going to date you and they're never going to see you naked,
Yep.
you know?
For sure. I agree.
So,
I
like, that's why
agree.
I
Yeah.
think immediately and on the first date, or at the when you first meet them, like on the
Mhm.
first date, if you have like this amazing connection and you're just like, oh my God, then maybe you spend 6 hours together. Like that can
Yeah.
happen, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
maybe during that time you tell them everything about yourself. Like
Yeah.
that I get, but you have that connection, you have that
Hmm.
attraction to each other, you're both really into each other. That's, I think, the best time. Yeah.
I kind of like either one or four.
Mm,
Because if you think about it, number one, which is putting it in your profile. So if you are essentially on dating websites or sites, then it will weed out all the people that aren't worth even dating, right? So that means
mhm,
that person would have no choice but to talk to you about and ask you questions about it because now they
mhm.
know you have an ostomy. So you can go into it that way. But I like the fourth
Okay.
option, right?
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Because you don't know what's going to happen. So I would say with that fourth option, it would be like the second, like if you're going to go out with that person like a second time, that means there
Mm,
possibly could be a third time, right? So I would say like
mhm.
maybe at the end of the second date sounds about right because you'll know by then,
Yeah, you
you know,
should, hopefully, if you're
you
attracted
should
or not.
know. Yeah, you should know if you're going to go
But
on
sometimes
a
you can be attracted to someone and they're not attracted to you.
date. True.
So, like, it really has to be like you have to like know that they're attracted to you and you're attracted to them. And maybe that takes longer than the first two dates. Or maybe you didn't
Sure.
meet on a dating app. Maybe you met in person and you're getting to know each other through your friend group, or,
Sure.
maybe they don't really need to know, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm so open about it. Everybody always knows, but the reason I disagree with you about the profile
Okay.
is because most people don't know what an ostomy is.
Yeah.
Some people may know what it is, but not know enough about it to know that it's really not a big deal.
Sure.
And some people might be put off by it because simply because they just don't understand it. And anything you
Sure.
don't understand is scary.
Yeah.
So I think like when you have like a connection with someone, you
Hmm.
don't care about that shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if I just fell in love with a man, I don't care if he can get his dick
Hmm.
hard. I don't
Hmm.
care if
Hmm.
he has an ostomy. I don't
Sure.
care if he's in a wheelchair.
Right.
Whatever. Like I'm
Right.
not going to care if I'm in
I
love with
agree.
this man. I
I
don't
I
care if he's in his 70s or 80s if I'm in love with him, like way
right.
old, meaning way older than me,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But if I don't really know the person and I've never met them and I just read on their thing, oh, they have like a major medical condition that's going to affect their life, like, wow, that sounds heavy.
Yeah.
Or they put it right in their thing. Does that mean like we're going to have this heavy conversation? That can scare someone off. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think like meet, see if there's a connection, because if there is, then
Yeah.
no one's going to care about it.
I agree. I agree.
And confidence is the thing. Like, I honestly think like if someone rejected me because of my bag, first of all, um, like, what's wrong with that person?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
And
I'm
that's
awesome.
and that's why like I was thinking putting in it like if
Yeah.
that's what you wanted to do like
Yeah.
putting in there isn't a bad idea because it will definitely get rid of those people who don't care to understand because they feel
Mhm.
like if they saw you and they read the rest of your profile and they see your pics and like oh well she looks like somebody I'd want to date and then they say well she's got an ostomy and he's like well let me learn a little bit more about what this ostomy is.
Mhm.
I mean the guy that I just dated did that and I give him
Yeah.
mad respect for
I
like
do too. I do. I give mad
yeah,
respect for that.
mad respect
But I
because he
also
knew.
feel like it's a lot to expect someone to like look into that based on your pictures and your profile, you
Well, that's
know?
true. But isn't that what dating apps essentially are? Is
But
like just
most guys don't even look at the profile, they only look at the pictures.
oh
That's a
yeah.
weird thing about men in dating apps. And then once you match, if you match, then they'll look at your profile,
Oh,
because
okay.
men just like spam out like she's hot, she's hot, she's hot, she's hot. Women are more like looking like at their
Yeah.
profile, thinking
Yeah.
about it, waiting till it comes up again. Yeah, I thought about this guy last time.
And still a no.
Maybe, I
And
don't
still a
know.
no.
He lives kind of far.
Yeah.
He said that weird thing. What's with that weird picture?
There you go. Yeah, he's holding a fish.
Yeah, they're all holding a fish, or they got like their girlfriend cut out of the picture.
This is why I don't go on dating apps. I have not been on in years. Years.
But so I just think like it's just too like, and that's another reason why I think maybe it's a little bit better not to share the more personal stuff on a dating app too, is because there's a lot of like sick people out there.
That's
And
true.
like
That's
they could be
true.
like, what's an ostomy? And then you tell them, and then they say something really fucking ignorant, excuse my
Yep,
language. You know
that's
what I
true.
mean? And then
Yeah.
you have that sudden
Right.
kick in the gut feeling that you get from losers on the internet.
Yeah. I don't know. I dare people to come at me that way
Yeah,
because
you do, but
I just, I'm, and it's not even about me. It's about knowing that other people have ostomies. And if people are treating me that way, they're treating other people that way.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I will stick up for the underdog always. Like I'm
mhm,
always going to go to bat for the underdog. So yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah.
know. Anyways.
100%. Something we forgot that I was thinking of when we were talking before too, we were talking about eating at the restaurant is a lot of people recommend this. It was someone else in the group, actually, in one of the groups who recommended it that I was like, yeah, I need to incorporate that in my coaching because it's really good idea is if you're going to go somewhere for food, ask your date if you could find out where it is in advance so
Oh,
that
that's a good
if
idea.
they're planning so that you can look at the
Yeah.
menu
Yes. That's a really good idea.
and make
Yes.
sure that there's something there that you can eat. And if not, then you bring a little snack in your purse and
Yep.
just
Yep.
eat something, whatever that you can eat, that's
E-
light or whatever, and pick
Exactly.
at something and then
To get something. Yeah.
yeah.
Good
And
idea.
I'm bold enough to be like, honestly, there's nothing on that menu that I can really eat. How about
Yep.
this place instead, or how about that place
Yeah.
instead? Or I will like just eat before I go and I'll just have
Yeah.
like something really light and have a drink instead.
Yeah. Good idea. I like that one. That's very smart.
Mhm. So now we're gonna get naked. The date went well. We told them we have an ostomy. We're in love and we want to we want
Have.
to consummate it tonight.
So you need something, right? Like a band or like what do you suggest?
I mean, I really like to wear a band because it muffles any noises. Like a band that kind of compresses around my
Yeah.
stoma,
Yeah.
muffles the noises. It sounds like my stomach's growling. If it
Right.
makes a little bit of noise, it's not a big deal.
Especially
Um,
if you did eat earlier in the day.
yeah. And
Something to catch in case there was a leak or to keep the bag from when you fill up, it comes to the bottom. So it's
mhm.
heavy at the bottom and then it's getting in the way.
Yeah, yeah, definitely empty it and then put on a belly band if you have one that preferably is a little bit compressing
Mm.
and then make sure you're all refreshened up.
Yes,
Is
yes,
that a
yes.
word? Refreshened?
Refreshened up. Maybe freshened up?
I think so.
I do it all the time. I think I said something last week that I was like, what? What was that word? I just made it up as I went. Yeah.
Because we're so creative.
Oh yeah. But yeah, and with the belly bands too, you can still really dress it up if you wanted to wear the
Mhm.
stockings. I mean, I don't usually get into that, but I would if somebody
Mhm.
wanted me to.
Yeah.
The stockings or
Fishnets.
the fishnets, the dress like the jewelry or whatever. Like you can
Mhm.
still really dress it up if you wanted to and still look really cute, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think like especially if you have an like a see-through bag, you should cover it.
Yeah.
And if you like men, I've heard of lots of men wearing like women's tube tops around
Yep,
their
I have
waist.
heard that.
You can buy like black women's stretchy tube tops just to
Mhm.
hold your bag in place
Yeah.
if you prefer. Some people like to engage in intimacy with nothing covering their bag, and that's totally fine too.
Yeah.
For me, I actually had a little bit of a tear in my bag once during
Mm.
intimacy, and that's one of the reasons why I really like to wear a belly band because it just holds it against me. It's not going to get kind of yanked around or,
Yeah.
kind of like if your bodies are close together hugging and
Sure.
it can get pulled this way and that way. And
Wow.
so
Yeah.
to me, that's another reason why I prefer to have one, but
Hmm.
certainly it's not. Like I'll not wear one while I'm getting a massage, and then
Yeah.
I'll put it on
Yep.
for giving the
Yep.
massage or for
Sure. Well, too, and I think you've said you've had women say that, they don't want their partners to go down on them without having something that's going to, that they're kind of worried about the smell or worried about the leakage or
I
something.
mean,
So
don't
having
worry about the smell. If you're worried about the
that.
smell, you need to change your bag system. That's my
Yeah.
opinion. Or I've
Yeah.
heard that like if you keep your like I cover my filters. I never like if my bag blows up with air, I just go and I air it out in the
Hmm.
bathroom
Hmm.
as someone with an open-ended bag. But like filters, I guess, can get dirty or get wet and then they can
Yeah.
cause a smell. And I just
Yep.
personally like I wouldn't even want a filter if I had to worry about that. That's
Yeah.
my own
Yeah.
personal. But I don't
Yeah. I
know,
don't know
like
what the
is it
filters.
colostomy like that? Do you have to have a filter on yours?
There's a filter on mine, but I don't know what it does, to be honest.
Okay.
If I get air, it's got to come out some way because it's not coming out the filter. So I have no
Okay.
idea.
So
Yeah.
maybe if
Yeah.
you're ever worried about the smell, just cover your filter. Like you could put a little piece of tape on it. My bags come with like little stickers that you can put
Yeah.
over the
Mine
filter,
do too.
you
Hmm.
know, and I put it on every single bag and I never ever have any smell. There's no smell. My bag is
Hmm.
completely clean and I also use odor drops, but there's no
Yeah.
smell down there. So I really hope that people can find a way to make sure there's never any smell. So they
Yeah.
never have to worry about that,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know? And then, but like more, I think like women are worried and maybe more than men, but maybe men are worried about this too, but worried that the bag will fart
Yes.
when a man is going down on you, you
Yes.
know, because it's like, oh, 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 you know? And I think like that's under women especially, we're very like weird about people hearing us fart or
Hmm.
anything like
Hmm.
that. And
Hmm.
it's one of the things that I've really had to adjust to with an ostomy is not getting embarrassed when it farts in a
And
weird
that
at a
is,
weird
yeah.
time
Yeah.
in a weird situation in front of people. Like I just have
Yep.
to like I've had to just be able to face it and let it go and be able to handle it.
Yep.
In that situation, that's another reason why I like to wear the belly band because that compresses it. It makes it not as loud.
Yeah.
Another thing you can do is have your hand covering the stoma
Yeah.
when a person is going down on you,
Yeah.
just to add that
The
extra
extra pressure.
muffling noise, like to muffle it or to
Hmm.
keep it from distracting them or embarrassing
Right.
you.
Right.
Yeah. And then
Love that.
like don't give up on oral pleasure.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
Women,
No,
that's women's favorite. Apparently it's like the one of the easiest ways for women to climax.
well,
For a lot of
right,
women, not
and
all.
especially when like what we've been talking about lately is that the non-penetrative sex, right? So we still, I mean, that would be another solution to that. And so yeah,
Mhm.
don't make the bag also the roadblock to having that, right? Like don't let
Yes.
that be your mindset around it. So find
And I want to
alternatives.
just say to women in general and men too, but especially women, because I feel like women, we spend a lot of time thinking like, oh, he just touched my pudgy tummy. Oh, does he notice how small my boobs are? Like every
Yes.
time they touch a
Yeah.
part of us that we're insecure about, we go into our head and we start thinking, what is he thinking? Well, I'll
Hmm.
tell you right now what he's thinking. He's thinking, does she like this?
Yeah.
Does this feel good? Is she enjoying this? He is not thinking about your pudgy belly or your
Right.
little boobies or your bag or whatever it is that
Yeah.
you're focusing on. He's worrying and wondering if you're enjoying yourself. And if you're in your head, you're not enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
And therefore,
100%.
he's going to sense the energy of that. And then he's going to worry he's not
Yeah.
giving you the pleasure that you want.
Yeah.
And then you're going to think, why is he's seeming a little bit weird. It must be my pudgy
Yeah.
stomach or my little booby or whatever it
Yeah.
is. And
Yeah.
it's like this cycle of bad energy, not horrible, but like just
Mhm.
confused energy because of insecurities instead
Yep.
of just being, you know what? This is my body. This is my pudgy belly. This is
Yeah.
my leg. This is
Well, yeah, and that
my little
confidence,
boobies. Like, enjoy me.
yeah, and that confidence is what's sexy. Like, I
Yes.
mean, it really is. Like, I think like the most attractive female could, have insecurities that just makes them far less attractive than someone that is pudgy and has small boobs,
Oh
but
yeah,
is
yeah,
confident.
100%. And that's like, people often, one of the biggest things that people say to me that they have low confidence is because of their weight.
Mm.
And I've had people say to me, well, that's easy for you to say you're skinny.
Yeah,
Um,
that's not nice.
but but I mean, but I know that it's coming from a place where they think that they could never be confident with the body, their body, the way that it is.
Mm-hmm.
And so I
Mm-hmm.
try to remind people, and I want to say it right now in case anyone needs to hear it. Like, you've seen other people with the same body as you who are confident.
Yes.
So why are they confident? They have the exact same or similar body as you. They have an ostomy just like you. They have
Yeah.
small boobs just like you, or whatever it is. And they are 100% confident,
Yeah.
and people are attracted to them, and they get
Yeah.
the hot partners or whatever. So why them and not you? It's not because
Yeah.
you're overweight. It's not because you have a poop bag
Yeah.
or a pee bag.
I've been seeing some men and women online who are showing their bags, and I'm like, damn, they kind of look good with their bag. Like, it's a character like thing now. It's like kind of
Hmm,
makes them different. It makes them different and it makes
no
them
doubt.
unique. Yeah.
No
Yeah.
doubt. For
Yeah.
sure.
And that confidence of them being able to just go out and flaunt it like that is like that's hot. Like
I'm
that's
always
awesome.
so surprised. Like, I'll have somebody talking to me privately about how insecure they are about their body or their hernia or something. And then one day they'll show me a picture and they look great. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, they
Yeah.
don't look bad. Like,
Yeah.
it's really usually mostly in people's own
Yeah.
heads. And
Yeah.
I'm expecting them to like look really bad, because of
Yeah.
how they've described themselves. But then I'm like, I think that maybe you
Yeah.
need to just shift this a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah. Not the body. Maybe, right?
So the date's over. Now what? Nicole, what do you do? Do you text them right away?
No, absolutely not.
No?
Nope. Let them text.
So is that like a man woman thing or
I
just
mean,
like,
I think it'd be okay to say thanks, I had a good time,
yeah.
but like I wouldn't go beyond that. I wouldn't elaborate. Um, Men like a chase a little bit too,
Mhm.
and if you're kind of being too needy or needing reassurance from them, it's going to be a little bit of a turnoff. So I say, maybe say thank you and think I had a good time.
Yeah.
I would leave it at that.
Yeah. I mean, I always send like a thank you text after
Yeah.
a date. And I agree totally with that. And part of the reason why I usually let them text me first is because I like to see if they're a man who leads and if
Hmm.
they're a man who is confident enough to, and also are they interested?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, sometimes like
That's
you're
big for
not
me too.
interested and you don't want them to, you're hoping they
Right.
don't send another
And you're like,
message,
oh,
but they do, and you kind of have to like address it and be like, I thought you were really cool. I just didn't feel a spark, but
yeah. Yeah.
I always like when I have gone on a date with someone, but I don't feel like there's someone I'm romantically interested in. I will, and that's everyone so far in the last 2 years. So, so
Be honest.
I just try to say like it's never about them. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
rarely I've been on a date with a guy that's a real loser. Like,
Yeah.
rarely.
Yeah.
Usually they are wonderful guys.
Yeah.
So it's never like, oh, you're a loser. Like, I don't want to. It's
Yeah.
always just I don't feel that spark or I
Yeah.
don't feel the compatibility.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very focused on personal development, and if I was going to date someone, I'd want them to be very focused on that, but I haven't met a man yet who is. Just
Hmm.
things like that.
Hmm.
And so it's never like about they're not good enough or and I shouldn't take it that way
Yeah.
either. If someone's not
Yeah.
interested in me that way, I should just say, well, obviously that's not the one. And that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I've had situations where I was really attracted to a date and tried to like see where it went, and then as it kind of went on, realized, okay, this guy's good looking and he's got some
Yeah.
good qualities, but,
Yeah. Yeah.
but,
Yeah. I
and
agree.
then it
Yeah.
doesn't go anywhere. So it just
Yeah.
hasn't. And that's the other thing, like, I think people should remember when they're dating is that you're not going to find your person on your first date or your second date or your third date, probably. It could take
Right.
years. Don't
Right.
think that they're rejecting you. Think
Right.
you just haven't met the person that you have that spark with yet,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
For sure. For sure. Yeah. It can take some time, especially as we get older too. That's another factor that really throws a difference, right? Because when you're 20s and your 30s, you go out a lot and you do a lot more. But when you start to get into your 40s and 50s, like things slow down a little bit. And I think
Yeah.
that's okay because I think there's more discernment and um on both ends, right? Like
Yeah.
male and female side or female, male, whatever it is. But I think like the human condition is like, sure, we kind of get stuck in these thoughts and patterns, but as we get older, we start to like look at things differently. And yeah, so it does make things it makes us be a little more choosy. And I think that's
It
okay.
does. Yeah.
I think that's okay.
Well, I'm
Yep.
definitely very picky.
I'm very choosy. Like that's why I've been single. It's not the ostomy. A lot
Mhm.
of it's my nomad life, but it's
Mhm.
also just that it's not work.
It's
Just
hard to
doesn't work
find
out.
someone that's at the same kind of like at the
Yeah.
same kind of mental
Yeah.
level that we're at.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
everyone needs to recognize that. And everybody should also recognize that there is people or there is another person and there are people out there that are at the same mental
Yeah.
level as you that
Yeah.
are going to
Ready.
find you attractive and connect with you. So
Hmm.
just let it happen, but you just got to get out there, keep meeting people.
Yeah.
I'm doing it organically. I'm just going out, I'm meeting people in person. Like when I'll go out dancing and I just smile at lots of people and who knows, maybe one of these days I'll meet someone, but I'm not
Yeah.
like trying to meet someone
Yeah.
because I don't need someone,
Yeah.
you
That's
know?
good. That's another good place to be is not
Yes.
needing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't need them. If you
Let it
need them,
compliment you, not need.
if you feel you need to be with someone, especially if you need to be with someone that's abusing you, then you definitely need to reach out to Nicole or I for some coaching
Mm-hmm.
because your happiness, your health, your relationships, you deserve to have the good, peaceful life. And
100%.
you're not going to have that if you're feeling needy.
Yep. No, but there's some things that need to shift
Yes,
first.
there is. And we can help you do that
Yeah.
because we love you.
Well, thank you. This was a good episode, and
It
I'm
was.
glad we can be here and talk about it.
Mhm. We're thinking about talking about a really weird, naughty conversation next time.
Yes.
We
Thinking about
just
it.
might talk about why women fake you know what. Can we say that word on this?
I think
Oh,
so. The big
orgasm.
O's, the big O's.
Yes. Why do women fake them? And I'm going to share the one time that I think women should fake it. There is
Mm,
one situation that I think women should fake their orgasm. So, yeah,
okay. Okay.
tune
And I
in
don't even
next
know what it
time.
is yet, so
No,
there
I
you go.
haven't told Nicole. It's going to be a
No, so it's
surprise
gonna be
because
a
I want to
surprise. So
see
I'm gonna
the
be like this.
I'm going to see the natural reaction.
Yeah. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna practice that. Cause do I need to fake it?
So funny.
All right. Thank you, y'all.
Yes, thank you. See you again soon.
Bye.
Bye.